Previously known as the OpenTF project, OpenToFu has been officially accepted as a Linux Foundation project. This is a response to the recent changes HashiCorp made to its licensing for core products like Terraform, which we covered here on the rundown. The BSL license restricts the use of each product as a direct competitor to HashiCorp offering. And the founders of OpenToFu project are largely Terraform Cloud competitors that don't want to pay a licensing fee or be subject to HashiCorp's licensing. So, Ned, what do you think of OpenToFu?
It's certainly an interesting name, and I enjoy the lighthearted nature of it. However, if they're trying to pitch this to more traditional enterprise type organizations, the name might trip people up a little bit. I could certainly see, as a DevOps engineer going into my boss's office and trying to pitch him on this new project called OpenToFu, and he's just going to look at me like, I have to pitch this up to the CIO, right? So I understand why they had to choose a name that was not OpenTF because of potential trademark issues. There's a very long GitHub issue that goes into why they chose this name. I think from a larger perspective, it's instructive to see how out of all the different projects and products that HashiCorp has, like Vault and Nomad and Console, the only one that has received any serious pushback with the licensing change has been Terraform. And that's largely because it's the only one that businesses have built out an offering specifically around. These companies like M0 and Spacelift have built out an automation offering that uses Terraform to deploy infrastructure, but adds a bunch of different services on top. But it's a direct competitor to HashiCorp's Terraform Cloud product. Now, I can understand HashiCorp's situation here. We're the ones in charge of doing most of the development for Terraform. Yes, it's open source or was open source prior to the licensing change, but we were doing like 95% of the work. And these other companies were getting all the benefits of the engineering hours and the product development hours that we put into it. Because it's not just about writing code. It's about going out and talking to customers, figuring out what they want, developing a roadmap, squashing bugs, all those kinds of things. HashiCorp was tired of not getting any compensation and essentially these companies using their product for free. So they said, well, now you have to pay us for it if you want to use it in this way. And those companies said, well, no, thanks. I'm just going to fork this project. And I'm being a little reductive here, but that's essentially what happened. Some of it is around open source principles. This was an open source project. It's for the community. It should stay that way. And part of it's very much a business decision on both sides of the avenue. So there shouldn't be a whole lot of finger pointing and capitalist flag waving here. Both of them are doing it for what are essentially business reasons. Whether or not OpenToFu is successful is definitely going to rely on continued support, not just from the community, but from these companies who are going to be paying for full-time employees to maintain this code base. It's easy to do this in the wake of a big decision, but as things drag on, year 1, year 2, will there still be that level of support and dedication for this project? I guess time will tell.